and then we go here, streaming now, put that there, and then we go here, streaming now. Okay, so we should be live. Is this public? Oh, it's not. It's public. There we go. Whew. All right, we're gonna give people a second to get here, and then we're going to get this party started. And no one is here. This is weird. I don't want this survey. One person's here. We're gonna give it a minute. There's everybody. Okay. Hope everyone's having a fun Friday night. I'm gonna give people a sec to get her. I got some things I'm gonna try on camera that I was sent by dear readers, which is going to be a lot of fun. Some of them are expired. Well, one of them is. I'm going to try it anyway. The book's getting closer and closer. They're sending out copies to people. Of course, I have not gotten a copy. Why would I get a copy? Doesn't make any sense. Hey, Chris. Chris, thank you so much. We're not going to I have something else to try besides Monster, which Greg sent from Poland. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm just going to wait till it hits 100 people. Then we will get going. Hey, Joseph. Free money from YouTube. I like the sound of that. Okay, so should I start with the food or should I start with the beverage? I don't know what to do. I'm going to start with the beverage. Hello again. 99. I like it. Okay, so this is from Greg, and he sent this from Poland. So this is the big energy drink in Poland, apparently. And it's called Black. And it has a picture of Mike Tyson on it. It's not showing Mike Tyson's Chairman Mao tattoo, which I don't think would go over well in Poland. And this, it says, without discipline, no matter how good you are nothing. All right, that's pretty cool. And energy value. Okay, so this is the no carb one. I haven't tried them yet. The other one, which is the one with sugar, is also called Black. It says sex energy. And then over here it says Black sex. So this is definitely a bottle I'm going to keep. A can, rather. I'm not going to pop open the sugar one yet until I figure out how many carbs are in this. It looks like a lot. But I'm going to try. It's from the Mike Tyson collection, it says. Maybe it'll help me be a better raper. Carbonated energy drink, sugar-free with addition of vitamins. Contains phenylalanine. Pasteurized. Pasteurized? How the fuck do you pasteurize this? High caffeine content. Okay. Let's see what this one says. What warning labels? It's company's called Food Care. There's no warning labels on this one. That's interesting. All right, so we're gonna try this. Let's see if this will. I wonder if this is like racist and a play on like stereotypical black virility. All right. All right. Oh, notes of apricot and persimmon. It smells like Red Bull. It smells exactly like Red Bull. It's Red Bull. This tastes like watered down Red Bull. Like watered down Red Bull. Exactly what it tastes like. I hate Red Bull. But I like the can. So Dr. Steve, who some of you might know from Twitter and elsewhere, sent me a bunch of pickled stuff. And I love pickled food. It's really good. So there's 4 things that are pickled. We're going to do the best one last because it's the grapes. But we're going to start with these. So this says cornichon. Pickled. It says pickled midget cucumbers. I guess they're my size because I'm, 4'10". These don't look like cornichon because cornichon are bumpy. These are smooth. So I don't know what these are. But I'm going to try them. And this is thanks to Dr. Steve. So let's try one of these. Oh, shit. How the fuck am I going to open these? All right. This is going to be a situation. Yeah, this isn't getting opened. Functional strength, my ass. Okay, let's try the other ones. Darren, I couldn't sleep if I drank caffeine so late. I go to bed at 2. I have never had a problem falling asleep. I'm very blessed. People have insomnia. I have so much sympathy for them. Okay. These are pickled shallots. I don't really know what shallots are. Are they like onions or something? They're like onion friends, right? Or like I thought. What are shallots? I'm not 100%. Shallots. They're the kind of things that's. Oh, I thought they're like. Yeah, they're like little onions. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, I was right. And these are pickled, and these are expired from 2017, so they're 2 years expired, and. Pickles don't go bad. I guess the food would be decomposing. But let's... Oh, fuck. Oh, this is going to be a great live stream. This one's not getting opened either, because it's wet, too. All right, let me try this. I know there's a trick, but I'm going to have to go to the kitchen and do that. All right, that's not getting opened. Next. There's pickled garlic. I just can't get a grip on it. I have to get, I can do it with a knife in the kitchen. These are pickled garlic, which is one of my favorite foods. I don't know what to do. None of these are getting opened. Ugh, and I spilled the Mike Tyson. I'm a fucking mess. I'm a mess! Oh, Jesus. This is what happens when your desk is cluttered with Kool-Aid and lapel pins that you never put back on your thing. All right. Last thing. We got the pickled grapes. Hopefully I'll be able to open these grapes. So it's a sour grape in brine. And, oh my god. This is... Can you see that the E on grape is just a bit above the rest of the word? It's like something out of Steve Brule or like Tim and Eric. Confirmed for no wanks, yeah. Look at that E. Do you see that? This is really scary. Alright, we're doing this. We're doing this. Alright. Nope. These are all have been in my fridge and now they're all fucked. I need I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna get a can opener. I know how to open them with can openers, so I'll be right back in 2 seconds. Talk amongst yourselves. All right, here I am. Hey, Miles. Love the show. You're welcome. Any updates on guests? Yes. So Tuesday we have a very special secret guest. Then on the 7th we have Mike Wolf, who's going to talk about strength training. The 14th I'm going to be interviewing myself. The 21st we got another major surprise guest. My wife thinks you have Peter Gabriel's Us. She is correct. That is us. There it is. Your wife is correct. All right. So let's try with the grapes. This is going to end well for everybody. Fuck. All right. This is really going to end well for everybody. Okay, here we go. Okay, it worked. Booyakasha. All right. The garlic, pickled garlic, which I love. If you haven't tried pickled garlic, I think it's my favorite food alongside pink bubblegum ice cream because they're sweet. You can eat the whole jar. They're mild. As Michael, if weird old ladies can actually do lifts to gym without help, and how, please. We taped the episode already, and we actually did discuss that. So you really would want to watch this episode. So pickled garlic, which you guys haven't had, it's really a great treat. Oh, this is really good. Case of it because it's very firm. Sometimes they get all soggy, or they're just salty. Receipts. Hey, Greg, I have a present for you. I'm gonna mail it to you shortly. All right, next. Oh, that was really good pickled garlic. Thank you, Dr. Steve, and thank you, Greg, for the rape juice. Okay, let's try the shallots. But I'm too old to learn new technology. Ooh, I like that sound. Oh, there's a super chat I missed? Hold on. What does it say? Have you read Southern Gothic literature? I read You Can't Go Home, Look Homeward Angel because I love that title. I thought it was horrible. Like, just mind-numbingly bad. I don't know if you're referring to anything other than that specifically, but I'm not going down that rabbit hole again. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. Look at the inside of this jar. This is the one that's expired from 2017. Oh, it smells weird, too. I'm going to do it, though. I got to do it. Get Kenny Hotz of Kenny versus Spenny on. I would do that in a heartbeat. I love him. He's absolutely one of my idols. It smells funny, guys. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna have the shallot. If I have the Rhea, it'll be funny. Okay. They're very firm, so they're not bad, and it's clear, consistent color. Okay, we're doing this. I'm gonna try a little piece to see if it tastes gross. It's pretty tasteless. The garlic's much better. This is like a milder version of the pickled garlic. It's just very briny, not in a good... Yeah, the garlic's better than this. All right. Yeah, let me chase that down with some Polish energy drink. Okay. Let's try if I can get these grapes open. Pickled grapes sounded like a lot of fun to me. It's making a weird sound at the top. Okay, I think I popped the seal. All right, here we go. It's open. Pickled grapes. Okay. They look more like lima beans in color. Right? See that? I don't want to drip brine on myself. Okay. Oh, oh my god, that's so bad. Oh my god. Ooh. So usually, oh god, oh god, oh god. Usually, when you pickle stuff, the texture changes of the item. This still had, because the grapes have that skin, it maintained the consistency of grapes. So when you bite into it, it's a burst of that brine, and it's just bad. It's just really um, not good. But thank you so much for being able to try it. This will be fun to try at a party. I love the fact that that label is so fucked up. And last but not least, we'll try these ersatz cornichon. Oh yeah. Okay, I love cornichon. These are. Oh no no, these are textured and very small little bumps on them. Okay, these are great. These are great. These are straight up very good cornichon. I'm very happy. Okay. Um. All right, people. All right. Whew. What? Let's talk about North Korea. Ooh, man, my GI track's gonna be happy today. I gotta let me give you guys some advice, and this is really some of the best. Honestly, if I had 10 things that I wish someone had told me when I was younger, this would be in the top 10 easily. When I was very young, up through adulthood, I had stomach issues, and it was a present. I hope you had a nice week. I did have a very nice week, Greg. Yeah. We have to talk about those pants. Those pants. If I had 10 pieces of advice, I always had stomach issues all my life. Consistently. It's the kind of thing where since it's such a constant thing, you think this is normal because you don't have any other life. Then, you know, when I was, let's say, 30, 25, um, a friend of mine had, what do you call that when they take out your intestine? Um, Crohn's. I have a friend with Crohn's. He had a mild case. He didn't have the full-blown Crohn's. And he recommended probiotics. And I tried them, and my stomach issues went away almost immediately. So if any of you have stomach discomfort like on a regular basis, which is pretty common, and you just think this is how it's going to be, try the probiotics. Worst case scenario, you're out $20. Best case scenario, it'll change your life forever, which it did for me. So I am very grateful that I had that piece of advice, and I'm telling. And if anyone else told me this, wasn't someone with Crohn's, like some hippie, I'd be like, yeah, whatever. I take probiotics. Yeah, sounds great. Take that shit to Whole Foods. It was profound and quick, so it really was the best thing ever. Um, and I don't know what happened to him. I didn't want. Yeah, whatever. So. Let's talk about what's going on with North Korea. So, you've seen Death of Stalin. Of course, I've seen Death of Stalin. I tweeted about it. In fact, I'm glad Dear Reader came out first because we have the exact same tone. I would say Death of Stalin might be one of my 10 favorite movies. I cannot recommend it enough. It's just, I just an absolute masterpiece. So what was I saying? Okay, North Korea. So, couple of things. Let's look at things from the Russian perspective. Putin, and my analysis of Russia, despite my heritage, is not going to be particularly insightful, but it'll be. I'm sure people will be glad to hear someone else saying it. Putin likes to fuck with people. Putin likes to fuck with America, especially, and it's. I mean, I'm going to use this term very loosely. For him, it's a form of trolling. So. Shit was going down between Kim Jong-un and Trump. North Korea is attacking Mike Pompeo, saying he's a bad negotiator, blah, blah, blah. We don't want to deal with him, all this other good stuff. And then they're like, okay, the American-North Korean trajectory is sidetracked. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. And this is a great opportunity for Putin. First of all, the Russians think and have always thought that the North Koreans are insane. And in fact, in my research for Dear Reader, I came across an article that talked about how even during the Cold War, like Russians would read North Korean literature and laugh their heads off at the ridiculousness about the great leader Kim Il Sung. So at no point were they like, okay, these guys are on the level. They always thought, the Russian people and the Russian leadership, that these people are batshit. This was consistently their perspective. Batshit, but served a purpose possibly. Um, so I'm sure now, especially, Putin thinks maybe not Jong Un personally, but their whole system is like, yeah, okay, buddy, sure thing. You can, change the weather. Your dad can change the weather, right? So for him, okay, there's drama between the U.S. and North Korea. Fine, let's jump in. Let's have a chat. Kim Jong Il, one of the few countries he left North Korea to visit, was Russia. I discussed this in Dear Reader. So there's a train that goes there. It's like, fine, just come on over, buddy. It'll be fine. We'll have a party. And it's a big fuck you to America from both of them. For Kim Jong Un, it's an opportunity for him to be like, oh, you don't want to talk to us? That's cool. I got options. Fuck you. And we're going to sit here and we're going to laugh at you in front of the cameras. And you can't do shit about it. So that's the North Korean perspective. That's the Russian perspective. It's about humiliation. Their trade is fairly limited due to the sanctions, but this isn't about the trade. This is about alliances and cooperations, and Kim Jong-un saying, okay, you know what? If you don't want to have us being friends with South Korea and Japan and you, we'll be friends with China and Russia, like in the old days. And this is something we're very comfortable with. So this is very much an attempt, and a successful one in my view, to kind of put President Trump passive-aggressively on blast and, kind of flaunt in front of the world that, oh, no, it's not North Korea's fault that there's no another summit. No, we're meeting with other leaders. Look at it. We're trying to engage with the world. This is Trump. This is America. They're being unreasonable. So, yeah, that's the situation going on there. Was there anything else I want to talk about? Oh, Biden. Let's talk about Joe Biden. I think Biden is... I'm going to make the case for why Biden will get the nomination, and the case for why Biden is completely fucked. So there's two scenarios. The first scenario we'll talk about is why he will get the nomination. So, I've said this many times in the past. Historically, for since from 68 to 2012, the Republicans had nominated the previous loser. 68, they nominated Nixon, who had lost in 60. In 1980, Reagan ran against Ford in 76. He got the nomination. Bush got in 88 after losing to Reagan in 80, so on and so forth, except with W. But even then, W can be said to be like, okay, his dad lost in 92. Bob Dole lost in 92, the nomination. He got the nomination in 96. 2016 was the first year that a Republican came out of nowhere to get the nomination, Trump. And, importantly, it was the year that the Democrats nominated the previous loser. Hillary lost to Obama in 08. So, by that pattern, if they have switched their nominating patterns, the last loser would be the nominee, which would either be Sanders or Biden, depending on how you look at it. That's the case for Biden. The other case for Biden is this. In 08 and 12, the base did not want McCain. The base did not want Romney. And it looked like there's no way these guys can get the nomination. No one likes them. There's no enthusiasm. But no one was able to beat them because everyone else was kind of fell short and was second tier or whatever reasons. And they settled it, and then they kind of all right, we like this guy now. So Biden has had a very weak start, but that could be the case for Biden. Here's the case against Biden. The knives are already out for him. Vice went after him about Anita Hill. Jezebel went after him about something else as well. I don't think, to my recollection, that when McCain and Romney announced, respectively, in 08 and 12, that the National Review and conservative outlets went after them. Certainly not with this kind of animus. So those are two big... if the base are getting their cues, the programming from places like Jezebel and Vice, which they are, that's a huge problem for Biden. Second, as I tweeted out earlier this week, his track record in getting nominations is horrific. In 1987, he announced in June or July, and he had to withdraw in September because of plagiarism. And in 2008, he came in fifth in Iowa with 4% of the vote. So given that's his track record in terms of getting the nomination, looks really, really bad. Both McCain in 2000 and Romney in 08 did fairly well. They had a track record. Biden's track record is terrible. So, and I watched that video I talked about on Nightshade. It did not look like someone who knows what they're doing, who has a good team around him. So I don't think, and the fact that this is what happened in 96. When Bob Dole ran in 96, the Clinton people knew this guy's been around for like decades, literally. And politics changes over time. No matter where you are in some issue, 30 years later, the Overton window has shifted. It's inevitable. So we're going to find shit that he said at the time, which was fair at the time and reasonable at the time. In retrospect, looks terrible. And that's what they did. So they were salivating. With Biden, same thing. 40 years in the Senate. I mean, think about how much America has changed in 40 years. It's insane. So, and if you're opening up, you're opening with an apology. And the person you're apologizing to, Anita Hill, tells the New York fucking Times, I don't accept your apology. This is really bad. And I don't see anyone rallying around Biden and being excited about him, like in the party. I don't see it at all. So even Hillary, like people were like, oh, okay, you know, she's the first woman, historic. You know, she was loyal to Obama. I don't see shit. So that's where I think the case for Biden and the case against Biden, a lot's going to depend on these debates, of course. I wonder how hard they're going to hit him. I think a lot of them are going to go more for Bernie in the debates than Biden because they're trying to compete with Bernie for the base, for the hard left. So we'll see what happens with all that stuff. And the debates are only 2 months away, less than 2 months away. 2 months away. So I'm very, very excited to see what's going to happen there. All right. What else can we talk about? By the way, just again, to update in the book, I've also been confirmed to be on Glenn Beck's show shortly after the book launch to talk about the book. So that's going to be a lot of fun to be back on that show. Stu from The Blaze, named Dear Reader at the time, won the 10 books of the year. So it's going to be really exciting. And, you guys ready for this? Are you guys ready for this? I will be guest hosting. Take my free super chat. Thank you, Robert. It's appreciated. I will be guest hosting the Breitbart tonight on May 2nd, which is Thursday, from 9 to midnight. And co-hosting with Rebecca Mansour, who's terrific and has a great sense of humor. So it's going to be so fun having that troll on the mic for 3 hours. And I'm going to be very professional. I'm not going to, whatever. But I'm going to make him a little nervous. DNC still has 702 delegates if no one has 50%. There's no way by the time the convention rolls around that everyone won't have rallied around a person. I don't see it at all. I don't see that at all. How would Bernie handle North Korea? He'd make us emulate them as much as possible is the glib answer. I don't know how he would. We don't know anything about Bernie's foreign policy experience, really. So I don't. That's a very good. We don't know. You know what? In all seriousness, you have to give Bernie credit for being an independent, right? For all this time, we don't know what a Bernie Sanders presidency would look like. So, yeah. Excuse me. Okay, let's talk about these pants. Greg chipped in for those of you who don't remember, for these map pants, and I said, okay, I'm gonna wear them, and I got them, and let me put up the picture. They make it look like they're women's pants. They make me look like I have hips. It is the craziest fit I've ever seen. Let me put up the picture. Hold on. They're absolutely bonkers, and I don't know what to do. Save image as okay. I'm gonna go in Imager. New post. Browse. I like the pattern, but this cut. Look at these pants. Okay, look at this. Map pants. FYI, shallots and garlic and onions contain a compound called allicin. I've had history with that name, which reacts with acids and makes blue-green, so no botulism. Okay, thank you. So I want to hear what you guys think of these pants. Right? They're horrific. Yeah, okay, they're terrible. I tried to return them, the guy wouldn't do it. I tried to PayPal claim, they wouldn't take it, so I'm gonna have to sell them, and then I'm gonna have to ask Greg what I'm gonna do with the money. Um, okay, okay. I was really hoping I could wear them, and crazy shirt. Okay, a deal's a deal. They're crazy, right? Like part of me wants to wear them just because they're so insane. No, they don't look like diarrhea. They look really cool. The pattern looks really cool in real life. That's it's the hips that are the issue. What socks am I wearing in these pants? I don't. Those are Heshi. I think those are Heshi socks. No, no, those are my Toronto socks. Album review, second row, 11th from the left. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, I have a story about this album. When I was in high school, this is by H.R. Giger, did this cover. Yeah, Greg, I'm glad you agree. I was talking to a friend of mine, Sarah, and I said, oh, that's just a drawing. And she goes, oh, yeah, really? There aren't knives going through her face? That has struck me for like 20 years. There's only one good song in that album. It was Debbie Harry's first solo album from 1981. It's a shame that the pants look like that because I was really excited to wear them, but I'm glad there's a consensus. Consensus. Mm. Okay, what else shall we chat about? It was a thunderstorm here today, and I got chest congestion because of it, because of the dust in the air. And it's been annoying me all fucking day. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. What did you all think of this week's episode of Brandon Stark? Because there was so much drama on Your Welcome, and I was really, really surprised. I haven't seen Mission Impossible movies. There's a lot of shit talking in this week's episode, yeah. BEE doesn't want to do politics, but you'd be so good as a podcast. I know, I would love to. I'm a huge Ready Snell's fan. I have all his books signed. I met him at Barnes & Noble. I liked Brandon. He defended his stance well. Yeah, I thought so too. You called you called Andrew Heaton's commercial satirical in his podcast, but aren't they absurd? Can you expand on absurd and surrealism? Sure. I think you could be absurd and surrealist, of course, and satirical because Andrew Heaton's commercials. For those you don't know, on his podcast, he had a commercial for elevators, right? And then basically he did the comedic trick of building on the premise. So first it's about a great elevator, then it's about a really big elevator, then it's about a really big elevator that has like furniture in it, right? So sure there is I wouldn't call it surreal because it's based. I mean, it would be surreal if you actually had it in front of you, I guess. But it just sounds like a parody of an actual ad, and that he does that old timey voice as well, right? So surrealism, I think, is more played straight. The fact that there's two elements there, the anachronistic voice and style and the content, to me, and I could be splitting hairs, takes it a little bit away from surrealism and into satire because there's too many cues. Surrealism is usually one note removed, so it's kind of like the uncanny valley, where it's close enough to real that it's just like, this is how I define it. But I'm talking out of my ass. I'm thinking this through. As opposed to absurdism, they're not. Absurdism is the Camus philosophy and like kind of like on the ridiculousness of life, and I don't think they were really the commentary on that. So I guess that's my 2 cents on those things. Whew. Oh, it's just really fun. Oh God, Nick Cersei, what a great guy. Anyone who, I'm such an admirer. I'm such an admirer of anyone who adopts someone and raises a kid. I mean, I can't think. And I know this is vapid and cliched, but I mean it. I can't think of anything more heroic. It's people like, oh, no, nothing's as heroic as being a mom. I don't think that's that heroic. I think this, when you're saving a child that isn't your own, that's real. Um, Courage and just awesome. So yeah, I really admire him for that. And I said that on the show as well. Um, I mean, it's just sad. I mean, it's funny because one of the big arguments about anarchism is like, what's going to happen to the kids, right? That's the issue with every society. That's the issue with evolution and nature. Like the kids are the weakest and they're the most vulnerable. So it's kind of like, it's like, yeah, there's no good answers for what are we going to do with the kids ever. What are you going to do about vulnerable people who no one knows exists? It's tough. So it's really great that he did that. Oh yeah, and fifth column is confirmed as well. We haven't set a date, but that's going to happen. I emailed Camille. He didn't reply. We're cool. I texted him. I just said, "You're hurting my feelings. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?" He goes, "We only book episodes like a week out." So Nick's acting school vids are Larry David like. Seriously funny and well done. Yeah, Nick is great. Nick is great. Greg, when I'm on fifth column, it's gonna be amazing because I'm pals with all them. So Razor Fist. Uh, Someone tweeted at him that said, "Hey, I will pay for your travel to New York to do the show," and he didn't take him up on it. And so I would. I mean, oh no, I'm sorry, I'm confusing Razor Fist and who's the one from Vermont, the shirtless one. Fuck. What am I talking about? Who's the one? Sticks and Hammer. Right. Razor Fist. I tweeted at him and he said he's a fan of my work and he never replied. Well, that's Alzheimer's for you. We got a lot of cool people coming up. I was on like the second or third. I was an early episode of the fifth column. Hey, thank you, Tom. Who's going through a breakup? Is Razorfist going through a breakup? Oh, dude, when I am on Dave Rubin, you have no idea. I am putting on a show. I've got the look together. I ordered the prop. I am going ham. Deborah So hasn't followed up. Melissa Chen is confirmed in late June. Yep, I'm gonna be on Rogan next month. No, no, I've got orange herringbone pants. The brand is called Kennedy that I had to get from Australia many years ago. How often must I tell you not to chew your nails? I'm not. I've got a hangnail. It's really pain in the ass. I don't chew them. What else can we chat about? I'm also going to be on Dave Smith. That's confirmed. Tom Woods confirmed. I think that's the list as of now. I am just very. I'll be very very great. I can't wait to see people's reactions to this book. I'm really. Thank you, Nicholas. I'm really excited, and I've got a great present for Joe too, which is going to be a lot of fun. And I'm making a point that my Joe appearance and my Ruben appearance are going to be very very different. Um, because I want people to be able to watch both. I hate it when people do their book tour and it's the same interview over and over. That's bullshit. Can't wait for you to put Moynihan in his place on the fifth column. He always goes berserk on guests. P.S. He's great. Uh, Moynihan and I are friends. We've been on Kennedy together. I'm sure we're gonna have great banter. I'll remember one example when we were on some show and we are on Kennedy and I remember the context was like, oh, someone said to Moynihan, go, oh, are you bothered by people call you neo-Nazi? And he's like, well, neo. And then I just said some comment about like, oh, like all those jokes about minorities you're making in the green room, huh, Michael? So he's a great sport, very very bright, quick wit. Thank you so much, 1037, 10-4. Go long on Rogan. What do you mean by go long? Um, yeah, no, no. So I'm close with Matt, Camille, Anthony, and Moynihan. They're going to be taking shots. I love it. I love it when people know how to. Um, one of you pointed out. I forget who it was. My apologies. That Matt Welsh just recently said on the show, like, "Oh, Malice was on." Well, we were hurting for guests back then. I love that shit. I love it when the joke lands. There's a thing where people think insulting you is inherently funny, and this is the same kind of mindset that thinks saying the phrase like black dildo is inherently funny. It's not. But when it's a good one like that, and it's just out of nowhere, and I'm not even there, that to me is my favorite. Thoughts on Scott Horton? In my opinion, best libertarian anti-war voice out there. Would you ever have him on your show? No, because he came for me personally once on Twitter, and I think it's the more anti-war voices of any stripe there are, the better. So I think that's anything anti-war I'm for. I'll be back on Kumi, I'm sure. Um, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I got a book Kumi too. Duh. There's someone else who just emailed me to be on his show, and I'm gonna do it also. I hadn't heard of him before, but he seems pretty legit. Let me get you the name. Matt Lewis. I'm gonna be on his show as well. By the way, I go on these rabbit holes. Objectivists claim being pro-choice is virtuous. Objectivists do not claim that being pro-choice is virtuous at all. This is not. No objectivist claims it's virtuous. Nick and Fried Green Tomatoes played one of the worst guys ever. Thanks for letting me know about Tim Pool. Collusion, delusion as topic. Tulsi anti-war. I don't understand the questions. I'm sorry. Um, I'm sorry. I don't understand your questions. What did you get with the money? Oh, so soap. So I've gone down this rabbit hole of shaving soaps. It's this whole subculture. I have literally go 3 hours. Will it be a convo with Robin and read the book? Yeah, it's about the book, but you know how Joe conversations go. I'm not just going to be sitting there plugging the book, and that's not a fun conversation for anybody, including me. So I'm sure we'll talk about the book, but who would win the fight, the God Emperor or Trump? I thought Trump is the God Emperor. I don't understand. Um, so I've gone down this shaving soap rabbit hole. I have literally 70 samples now because that's how it works, and I'm gonna do a review of all of them. I got all the rare ones. You know, there's one I need left to get, which they don't make anymore, which I'm trying to find a sample of called Gearhead or Redneck. Uh, but I have a lot, and there's a lot of different artisanal brands. It's really a fun little hobby. So I'll tell you all guys about it once I have enough research done. I would love to be on Bret Easton Ellis' show. I tweeted him, he didn't reply. He's the best. Like, I've been a fan of his for a very, very long time. Where can I learn more about your brand of anarchism? Maybe I should write a book about it. What's with the media's Easter worshiper script? That's a great question. That's a great question, and it obviously wasn't coincidental. And I don't have any further information, but it's amazing that thanks to social media, we can pick up on these things in real time. Can't get this hangnail out. It's driving me crazy. What else? There was something else I wanted to talk about. Thoughts on Freud? I'm not a big Freudian fan at all. I think it's important what he did in terms of, you know, making psychiatry a thing, but I think he's very, very outdated. Please imitate Jared Taylor when you're on Rogan. You crack me up. Oh yeah, okay, that's a no-brainer. That's easy. I'll try to remember. If I remember, it's not that I wouldn't do it. It's that I because that's kind of the climax of the book. Let me talk. Oh, you want to? No. Anyway, that's one of the climaxes of the book. Is you know what I'm thinking of doing? Is me versus Jared Taylor. Not me versus, but like me talking to him. Um, Part of me wants to break Seth Abramson's record and tweet out the first chapter as like a series of like 500 tweets. And I think that's the kind of thing that might be good publicity for the book. What do you guys think? Of course, Joe Rogan likes me. Everyone likes a rogue. Any thoughts on the Mueller report? Oh, I love Tulsi, David. I've talked about her. I've asked her, begged her to be on the show. People tweeted at her to come on my show. She wouldn't reply. The Mueller report, I haven't read it, but I mean, the response is just amazing to show that the people are doubling down. Will Nightshade ever be longer than 30 minutes? I really don't think so. And I'd have to get a writer because I can't do it myself. It's a lot of work. Would you rather orgasm every time you sneeze or be only able to listen to one song for the rest of your life? The first one. I mean, wait, this is a no-brainer. I don't understand why it would even be that bad to orgasm every time you sneeze as opposed to never have the gift of music. I don't think that's a very easy question to me. If you tweet that 500 times, I'm muting. Oh, that's fair. That is the problem. That is the problem. I will lose a lot of followers. Thank you for pointing that out. I'll lose Don Jr. Yeah, no, no, no. There's okay now. There's three people I'm terrified of unfollowing me: Donald Trump Jr., Belinda Carlisle, who's a big lefty, and I don't know how she fucking puts up with my shit, and Parker Lewis, just Corey Nemec, just started following me, and Will Kirby unfollowed me after briefly following me. And I understand it, but thank you, David. Thank you so much. Those are my big concerns. And your daddy, hashtag Greg. What is going on? Yeah, no, no, you guys talked me out of it. Being the anarchist that you are there any foreign wars in America's past you think were justified? Yeah, the Civil War. No, I don't know what you mean by justified. Wars have good outcomes sometimes and bad outcomes. I don't know that I know enough about most wars to have an informed opinion on this subject. You can easily make the case for the Korean War. You can easily make the case against the Korean War. You can make the case that the Korean War should have been fought, but could have been fought better, or so it's. I think the thing with war is that it's always a nightmare, even when it's the best of all worlds. Uh, Fuck. What else? Should I show you guys some of these soaps that I have? Is that? I don't think that's of interest though. I put on my Instagram like 4 rare soaps I got, and no one cared. I put up a picture of a lady losing her shit in Target, and everyone's all fucking smashing that like button. God, it's already been an hour. Jesus Christ. Oh God, you want to see the latest bug? Who would you super chat, dead or alive? I don't know what you mean. Like who I would give money to talk to? I mean, there's a lot of people. I said foreign in the question, so Civil War doesn't work. Yeah, it does. That's the joke. Get it? Where can I go to find unique colognes and stuff again? A while back on your welcome, you had on a perfumer. Okay, so go to luckyscent.com and twistedlily.com. And you should go to those stores if you can. Follow up with me on Twitter. Okay, I want to show you this big bug. This is the largest beetle on Earth, or close to it. Okay, I got it in the mail the same day I got my fucking Nancy Boy. Literally is the brand of shaving soap. I'll be back in 2 seconds. All right. Hey, Corbett. The Irish, the Japanese, and the Jews have an innate identity. Discuss. I don't think that's true at all. I think there's lots of strife between the Irish and between Jews. I can't speak on the Japanese. I don't know what innate means. These cultures have all changed enormously over time. Have you heard anything on Cody Wilson's case? No. I don't know what you mean by innate either. I mean, there's certainly historical trends within these groups. Um, Okay, here we go. You ready? I'll show you the soaps first, and then I'll show you the bug. And I'll show you the bug first, because I'll get it out of the way. So this I had to get from Peru. It was only 25 bucks. Um, but look at this. It's in like Tupperware, right? It comes in Tupperware, so it doesn't get damaged in the mail. Okay, you're getting on my nerves. And then you open the Tupperware, and this was there. Oh, there's a date where it was collected too. On the back, it's written from. It was caught in January. This is macrodontia, meaning large teeth. Can you imagine this thing crawling by you? I love the colors on the wings. I don't know what to do with this shit because I don't want to be crazy bug guy. Is that horrible? It's terrifying. Okay, that's number one. Now I want to show you guys about some of these cool soaps. Um, can I send you my copy of Ego and Hubris to sign? Not. Oh, hold on, hold on. Uh, how much did you pay? It depends how much you paid for it. Okay, I'd rather sign in person. Okay. This is a company I really don't like. This is a company that I really don't like called Katie's Bubbles. It's a shaving soap company. But this is one that they made, which is hard to find, and called 322. And it's supposed to smell like decay. So it was hard to find. I got it. They don't make it anymore because there's like a black currant note. It doesn't smell like decay to me at all. It smelled like maybe like a closet full of fur coats, maybe. So it's just musty, but not like I want to kill myself. So that was pretty cool. I don't know how it's gonna smell once water's there. So this is another one that. So this is like probably I think one of my two favorite companies. They have a very 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 good reputation. It's called Barrister and Mann. They're one of the big, like indie shaving soap companies, and this was their April Fool's shaving soap, which they actually produced. So it looked like it was a joke, but it wasn't. It's called Soap Makers of Awesome Town, and on the back it actually says April Fool, and it says it's made from dragon tallow. Making $127 on eBay. Oh shit! Yeah, if you pay that much, I'll send it with a return postage and I'll sign it. Send it to Compound. Could you ask people to go to freeross.org and sign the petition? Hey Eric, I got one better. How about Ross's mom, Lynn Ulbricht, will be on my show in June? So this it says may also contain traces of dragon tallow, fairy dust, unicorn milk, and elf tears. There's the Oxford comma. So this kind of smells. It's hard to describe. I don't really like the smell of it. And finally, is free trade the best ever? Free trade what? I mean, I'm for freedom of anything. Now this is thanks to Greg from Montreal. So there's a line of fragrances called Zoologist, right? And they're all named after different animals, and it's not intuitive why they're named what they are. I went with Mike Wolf to the store. There's like 2 stores in America that carry them, or whatever. There's few. We smelled the whole line. Not the whole line is made into soaps. They made like only 80 of these. They're all still in stock except for Rhino. This is like the holy grail one. I found it. It was not cheap. But thanks to super chats, I'm like, all right, I have money to burn. I'm going to burn it. So the 2 most masculine ones are Rhino and T-Rex, which smells like lava, like molten lava. If you go to Lucky Scent, and this one is a very musky, strong, great one, and I can't wait to pop into it. So their line that they made into soaps include Camel, which is spicy, Panda, I think is a soap, Civet, Hummingbird, which is floral, and a few others. But it's really kind of cool. So those are a few of the soaps. I've got, again, like I like literally 70 samples, like only like 10 of these actual full tins, which I might resell after I try them. Whew. All right. Yeah, like the panda one smells green because like a panda eats bamboo. It's not intuitive, and I didn't like it at all. Let me just check one thing quick, guys. 1 second. Oops, that did not mean to hit that. There. Oop, oop, oop. 1 second. What are we gonna do here? Bear with me, sorry. All right. Okay, here we go. Civet smells like piss. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Was Foucault a visionary or just an insane person? I don't think he was either. I think he was a very. I haven't read him. I'm a Camille Paglia person though, and she thinks he's the devil. Um, have you met Yaron Brook? Yaron Brook is like page 3 of the book. Um, I can tell you, he's very early on in the book, so he is in the new right. My desk is covered with pickled foods, Polish energy drinks, rare collectible shaving soaps, and giant insects. Can you pause for 2 minutes so I could go mix a drink? I don't want to miss anything. You can rewind, dude. Trust me, even if I'm talking, you're not missing anything. I assure you. Have you ever heard of Mencius Moldbug? Amazing. For your welcome, it would be awesome for you to get specialists from each of the big museums in New York, like MoMA Natural History. That actually is a great idea. I'm so booked ahead with that show. This is actually why I was kind of like my feelings were hurt about Camille because it never even entered my head that they would book it a week out because I booked so far ahead now. I really want to have a long um, lead time. So we're through June. What happened to the mustache fund? I don't. Oh, wasn't that like if I got $500, I would grow a mustache? Yeah, like it would have to take a lot of money for me to grow a mustache. Not, I could do it, like I have the genetics for it, but oof. I don't think I'd look good with a mustache. I think I'd look too like I don't know. When is the Twitter Ayn Rand on the show? What? I don't understand the question, David. I'm sorry. I think let me just see how booked out I am. Let's see. We got okay. May is booked. And that. So we just have like 2 slots in June open. So that's how far out I'm booked already, which isn't that far out. On your welcome, would you interview David Gornowski? I don't know who that is. Let me look him up. Oh, from Fee. No. I would. No, I'm just kidding. Um, I'm not trying to interview libertarians. I think that's more for Tom's show, Tom Woods' show. Go for the Chaplin stash. It's time to take it back. The guy from Sparks, Ron or Russell Mail, I forget their name. There's two brothers, has had one for like 40 years, and this was an issue for their band getting on German television. They're a great band, very innovative and creative. Could you try to go an armchair expert for your book? I don't know what that is. Armchair expert. Oh, Dax Shepard. I know him. Kevin Goods. Yeah. Who else was I gonna have on? Yeah, Kevin Goodsman is. Oh, he's great. He's absolutely great. Yeah, Russell Mail. Thank you. Here's the thing: if there's any show I should be on, you guys can just tweet at the person, and I'll be glad to do it. And also they're sending out books right now, so I'm sure they're going to be getting me booking in some places. And also, once I'm on Rogan again for the book and Ruben, it's going to be a lot easier to get me to second tier places as well. What was the hardest audio? Is Owen Benjamin in the book? He's not. I don't think. No, he is. He's mentioned because I talk about Night Freedom. What was the hardest audiobook impersonation? Uh, I couldn't do Thatcher. I have a Thatcher quote in there, and I couldn't do her voice, so I didn't do it. I think that was the only one that I would say was hard. I asked the book guy, producer, the audiobook producer, who's British, to do it, and he wouldn't do it. Okay. The Thatcher quote. I'll read you the Thatcher quote. I can do it in her voice in my head, but I can't do it IRL. Why'd I just say IRL? That's stupid. Where's the Thatcher? Control F. Thatcher. You know what? I'm gonna put this on my Insta instead of reading it. Um, Let me find it right now. Hold on a second. Sarah. Social headers. I'll do that right now. Okay, she didn't. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Sam Hyde. What chapter was she? She's chapter 3. Did they not do the Thatcher quote? They didn't send me the Thatcher quote. That's the one. Oh, fuck. No, they didn't send me the Thatcher quote. God damn it. They said it was too long. Here's the quote. The quote is, if you look at the great philosophies and ideas that have moved the world, if you look at the great religions, do you think you would have ever had those great guidelines had people gone out and said, "Brothers, I believe in consensus"? Of course you wouldn't. You would have had nothing great, nothing of value. So that's the Thatcher quote. That's the intro to chapter 3. Okay, I am going to go. Does anyone else have any other questions? Because I'm going to go do, I think, some reading. Would you have Alex Jones and Piers Morgan on your welcome at the same time? I would have them independently and at the same time. I would love that. Are you kidding? That's. I mean, I don't think it's likely. Last of the money I was tipped today just because. Oh, Daniel, that's very nice. Thank you so much. If you guys want to know what I'm reading, you could just go to my goodreads.com and everything I read is there. Oh, let's talk about this soap world, by the way. What's really insane is like before I buy one of these soaps, do you have any favorite novels you read recently? Yeah, The Blacker the Berry I thought was really good by one of my heroes, Wallace Thurman. Um, uh, like doing research on a lot of these soaps. Will you be the Buckley of the new right? God, I hope not. Um, when I was doing research on a lot of these soaps, people will do reviews on YouTube, and they're really ever coming to Wisconsin, not to my knowledge, in the near future. They're really creepy because the videos are these guys like shaving with the soap, and like watching a dude shave is so disturbing to me, and I don't even know if I can articulate why. And I'm like, just tell me what it smells like and show me the lather. I don't need to watch you shaving your fucking head with this serial killer affect. It's really not fun. That's what happens when you go down this rabbit hole. So don't be like me. I did the work so you don't have to. For your welcome, you could do a surreal episode where the person you don't know too much would start speaking like white, and Taylorism would be funny. Also funding your book tour. No. So for surrealism, Greg, I thank you so much for the super chat. I am going to be interviewing myself on May 14th. So I'm literally going to have two sides of the screen having a conversation with myself. ProRazo is the one that got me into this rabbit hole. My friend Cole had it, and I'm like, holy shit, this is awesome. And now, 80 soaps later, Tuesday's episode, I promise you, you don't want to miss it. And you want to be a subscriber because you could be in the chat room then and ask questions to the guest. This is a really good one. I'm telling you. Don't ask me who it is. It's not a huge name, but your heads are going to explode. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. What am I going to do with all this pickled stuff? Oh, be cool, be cool. It's the cops. Be cool. Be cool, be cool. All right, guys. I hope you are having a. It's not Sam Hyde. It's not Sam Hyde. Um, that. Should I get Sam Hyde on? Everyone would love that. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. It would be cool to see you do Econ Talk with Ross Roberts. I don't know who that is. Um, Corolla, I would love that as well. Of course. Um, I've been on Skanks before. I mean, that's not a big get. I'm not disrespecting them. I'm good friends with all of them. Um, I would love to. I mean, it's just really fun to do that show. The issue I would have with Sam and I are cool. We haven't. I interviewed him once, so maybe I'm talking out of my ass. The issue I would have with Sam is I don't know how radioactive. Good night, and yes, get Sam Hyde. I have to think about the. Um, we'll see what happens when the book comes out. I got no beef with him. He's got no beef with me. No, no. I'm worried about the when I feel this very strongly. I've said it before. When you are on a network, you have a responsibility. Would you bring Alex Epstein on the podcast? Sure, of course not. When you bring someone on a network, you have to be concerned with how this looks for the network and if this is a problem. And I'm sure Sam understands this also. This is not, I don't mean this about Sam particularly at all. Um, so this is something I have to be cognizant of. Um, that said, yeah, I mean, I'll have him on at some point. What am I talking? As I'm saying it out loud, I realize how stupid it sounds. I'll have him on at some point. That's a no. Okay, yeah, I'll have him on. And I'm sure he'll be fine. Yeah, I'm being silly. I'm just the one thing that happened is I had Cernovich on, and I had someone say they wouldn't do the show because I've interviewed Cernovich, which to me I can't even begin to wrap my head around it. It's just so it's hard for me to understand that mindset. It's very hard for me to understand that mindset. But I have to be uh I don't want my show also to be someplace where like lefties don't feel comfortable. I mean, I thought that Michael Tracy episode was great. I enjoyed talking to Lux. Um, that's not true that they wouldn't be good guests. That's completely bullshit. You can be a great guest and say, I don't want to do this show. That has nothing to do with each other. That's like a sour grapes mentality. Oh, they would have been terrible anyway. No, that's not true. I've tweeted at Jimmy Dore, and people have tweeted at him. He doesn't reply. The left is not a monolith. Who had a problem with Cernovich? It's a guest, no one you've heard of, but it's someone who I've been friendly with for a long time. He's not a name. Tarloff, she was great. That's right. That's another one. I adore her. God, this energy drink's really bad. Okay. Um, I think this Rogan. This is a very obvious point. Getting on Rogan again is going to. You see Adam. Oh my God. Oh, Adam on Joe Rogan. I saw a clip, and then I went on Adam's Twitter, and when people are like you shouldn't do the show, he interviews um, Alex Jones, and he's like, oh, maybe I should have done it. It's like, oh, you're doing Joe Rogan a favor? Are you kidding me? I can't. I hate that attitude. I hate that attitude. Oh, it's beneath you to do the most popular show in the world? Really? Okay. I also think it's shitty to be a guest in someone's house and then turn around and be like, oh, they're terrible. Then don't fucking show up. I think that's just shitty. Who's texting me? Oh, it's nobody. All right, I'm going to. God, there's 300 of you here. I feel like I'm not being interesting. Adam Conover is what you get if a BuzzFeed article and now this video came to life, switched genders, and had a baby that should have been aborted. That's a little harsh. That's a little harsh. What's with the Polish energy drinks? They're from Greg. He brought them. He's a contributor. He brought them from Poland. I thought I'd try them on the air. Um, do you want me to read from the book? Should I read from the book a little bit more? Do you want to see more bugs? I have bugs to show you. I could read from the book. Yes to what? Book? Okay, someone super chat me even just $1 to tell me what page to read. Bugs and Books, the Michael Malice story. Mod, I said they're gonna have to super chat it. You don't get to just throw out numbers. Are there any insect references in the book? I don't know. 135. Okay, we're doing it. I don't even have like the most recent version. God forbid. All right, 135. What chapter is that? Oh, it's about Jim Goad. Oh, he called me. I have to call him back. Oh, here we go. This is a great chapter. You all ready? Y'all ready? Thanks to the best-selling Hillbilly Elegy, there was a brief moment where the left took stock and realized just how vitriolic and explicit their contempt for white trash America, white trash in quotes, had become. It's unfortunate that it took an electoral loss to force a bit of, but not too much, soul-searching. In the 1972 presidential election, Richard Nixon won over 60% of the popular vote, carrying 49 states, including his opponent George McGovern's home state of South Dakota. That year, New Yorker film critic Pauline Kael was widely miscredited with saying that she couldn't believe Richard Nixon won because no one she knew voted for him. In actuality, the quote was more self-aware but also more vile. I live in a rather special world. I only know one person who voted for Nixon. Where they are, I don't know. They're outside my ken. But sometimes, when I'm in a theater, I can feel them. The sense of contempt and revulsion at them could hardly be more clear. The left loves to complain about otherizing different groups, but has no qualms about doing so when it comes to their preferred version of untouchables. So that's from page 135. This book is dense with material. There's a lot to unpack here. It's like I'm excited about that. I want content like with Dear Reader. Like it's full just as much as you can get and still make it readable and entertaining. I mean, think about it. I guess is this what happens when if I'm someone who's somewhat good at Twitter, so I could have condensed things into a tweet. If I have a whole book to work with, there's gonna be a lot there. Should I read another page? Someone tell me what other page to read. Have you read V for Vendetta? I have. I enjoyed it. I don't remember it at the time, though. How can we get a signed copy? I don't know yet. Don't know if I'm more excited for book or media tour. The book, trust me. Second to last page. Well, that would be telling. Okay, you want 80, 17, and 69? Okay, I'll do 80. What's on page 80? '80's not interesting. What are the other ones? How much do I need to donate for you to read the first chapter on the next live stream? The whole chapter? I don't know if I'd get in trouble. Probably, if you guys chipped in what? I don't, like, how long is it? I don't, is that really going to be of interest for people? It's long. Hold on. It is long. Oh, wait, that's chapter 2. Hold on. Oh, it's 12 pages. Chapter 1's called This Is Your Welcome. I don't know. That's a good question. What do you guys think? It wouldn't take 10 minutes. Probably take like 25 minutes. Yes, the audio. How much? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an answer for how much I don't know. Sorry. This is one of those questions I never thought I'd be asked, so I don't really have an answer. I am a fast reader. Bill by the minute. That's funny. The problem with Greg is that you dropped a grand last time, so whatever number I say, you're gonna match. So it's it's not gonna be fair. 420, 1488. Yeah. Wait, there was another page super chatted that I should read. What was it? 69. Did I do 69? I think I did 69. I said it wasn't interesting, right? Oh, this isn't interesting either. And what was the last one? Missing all these. Did you read The Right Side of History? That sounds familiar. Oh, Ben Shapiro's book? I've not. No, I love the cover design, though. I don't want to say 420 because I don't smoke. What's a good number? What numbers do I like? What's a good number that has significance? What, like 666? What's the last word in the book? That's a great question. Let's see. The last word in the book is, not counting the footnotes, happy. It ends on a happy note. Isn't that great? First word of last chapter is so. The last chapter starts with the word so. There is a... How much to read the first chapter of the fake mustache? That would be much funnier. The fake mustache is free. Can we add a top hat? I don't know what that means. Is Matt still there? Matt, are you still there? What do you, and also what's a good number? Fine for what let me think about it this way. Is there something I want in exchange for that first chapter? What would be the price of that? There's something I really want. It's hard for me to do the Soviet accent for a long period of time. I did it on Nightshade this week. It's not easy. It's not easy to talk in Russian accent. And there's two kinds of Russian accent. There's this Russian accent, and there's the educated Russian accent, where you learned in England how to speak fluent English. Have you ever tried Zero Carb Blueberry Rockstar? I don't like it. I know Blueberry. I don't think I've tried. The 10th word on page 103. Okay, that's an odd request, but I'll be glad to. I'm nothing if not a team player, which is a lie, but 103. 103. 10th word is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Form. The word is form. There's a phone that keeps ringing, and I don't know where it's coming from, and it's driving me crazy. Okay, fine. For 666 bucks, I'll read the first chapter. I think that's a good number.